axles broke on that? Right. Trying. Hey, at least no one was seriously injured.
It actually ended up pretty good for what it sounded like and what I saw when I got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of it just for precaution and evaluation to do kind of scans.
Right.
I think the one that got the most of it was the Subaru. I'm just a little confused from getting T-bone, obviously.
Right.
So just do like a brain scan to make sure he's okay. And then everybody else, the heaviest that guy out here, he just had some pains related probably to the seatbelt or him crawling out.
So what happened? Did this one run across, try to cross the intersection?
The Subaru did.
The Subaru did?
Yeah, so he was sitting here at the stop sign, and and she's going to cross Gleason to go north.
Yeah.
The Subaru's across from her, and it looks like he's trying to go south across. So they're both kind of waiting to pass each other. She sees the Honda come in eastbound on Gleason at like normal speed. She's like, that's not clear. And then she sees the Subaru going. And then the car behind the Honda said, no, we're both going 35 miles an hour. I was right behind him. And all of a sudden, the car in front of me just hit this car. So I think he might have just didn't look twice and then tried to cross and then gets T-boned.
Man, you gotta watch 3 or 4 times going across streets like this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially how people drive around here. You know, one guy can just peel out of a driveway and you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Especially at Gleason, Stark, like at night, and you start out and about, like how fast. I'm going home on the freeway and I get passed at like 100 miles an hour and I'm like, how fast am I going? And I'm like, oh, I'm going like 65, almost 70, and I just get my doors blown off.
Yeah. I see that a lot, especially in Portland.
I think it's everybody knows. It's like with the the traffic unit isn't out anymore, and if it's like he's like, oh well, I can just go. It's like free for all. It's like, I don't know who's going to come and stop me. They don't have the resources to do it.
Well, you never know. I mean, that's the problem. You might blow the doors off a state trooper. Then what? Or coming out here, you might go through Portland, and it just so happens you go into Gresham and there's a cop sitting over there with a radar gun.
With people, they're like, oh, I didn't know I was in Gresham, and they demand the Portland stop. I was like, you're not in Portland, you're in Gresham.
They demand a Portland stop.
Yeah. They go through their list, if they're used to being stopped, like in Portland, and it's the normal, like, they go through the demand list. Like, I want your supervisor here. I want you to show it to me on your computer of what this violation is. They go through this, and I'm like, what is this demand list? I just explained why I'm stopping you. And they're like, I go, this is Gresham. He's like, oh, this is Gresham? This is up Portland? I'm like, no. And I go, why did, and this dude had a warrant. And he goes, well, I apologize. I go, what was all the demand list? He goes, oh, well, I demand a supervisor because usually they're gonna get pissed when you wake up a sergeant in the middle of the night. Like this guy thought like sergeants asleep and have to get called out from home.
There's a
like,
sergeant
and they're more lenient, and he goes, and they're more lenient, and they're going to be more mad at you for them getting woken up and coming out here. And then I make you show me on your computer, so I'm making you do stuff for me. I'm like, that works in Portland? He goes, absolutely.
I don't know. Portland has sergeants out there 24/7, just like Gresham does.
Yeah, that's my point. I was like, you're not waking them up. I didn't want to tell the guy. I was like, keep doing what you do.
Yeah. So
where's Chris at? Is he getting his meeting?
Chris is at home, I guess. He said he wanted to go out, and then I called and he wouldn't answer the phone. I got arrested yesterday.
For what?
FTA in West Lynn. Got a warrant out on me since the 7th.
What did you do in West Lynn?
I had a
Allegedly.
criminal mischief.
You pee on a car out in West Lynn too?
I really don't like the way they treated that black dude. Did you hear about that?
Are you talking about the case from a long time ago? Where
Yeah.
After him and the chief was all in on it and doing all that thing? Yeah.
You know, I pick jurisdictions that do stuff to me. And I
What
just,
I do to you then, Bob? I've never been. mean
you've
to you.
never
I've
been,
never-
no, but what's his face has. I don't say, as far as the cars go, it's by, what is that? It's by convenience. But it's not directed toward any particular officer. No, there's only one officer that I really have problems with.
Who's that?
He works during the days. Dang, I forgot his name. Yeah, he's working days now. He used to work nights.
We had another officer that used to work nights.
Yeah. What happened to Fruit Tiger? I haven't seen him around.
He's out and about. I think he was gone for a little while on vacation or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I saw him last week.
Is he still working nights?
Yep.
Yeah. With his seniority, he probably likes nights.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like with because he's on SWAT thing, so they can only have so many SWAT guys on each shift, so they kind of branch them out, not have them all on one shift.
Yeah.
So that's why he's on nights.
Yeah, a couple nights ago, I talked to a Portland police officer. She goes. Ever since she was training, she worked nights, and that's the shift she likes.
Well, me, I got hired older. I'm like at 41 now, and I got hired at 34. And I worked night shift solid like over 5 and some odd years, 5-6 years. And I was like, oh, I got this down. It's not bad. And then I went to afternoons for a bit. I was like, holy crap. Like I feel like I'm awake. My reports go 10 times faster. I don't feel like that night shift hangover trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's why I really like afternoons. I don't like day shift. I don't like the traffic. I don't like doing.
So you guys been doing any of those stolen vehicles things
With county.
with county in Portland? I know
Yeah.
Portland's been doing them.
We just did one with Portland recently. I think that was our first one, not too long ago. And then we've done several with county. Did you listen to Scanner during those things? Like those ones for you would be the hot ticket right there because it's like when everybody goes proactive, because you know the proactive is first.
Yeah.
And then when those stolen car pictures come out, like everybody's brought. We have the plane and everything else.
Yeah. No, we can't listen into Portland's. We can listen into Gresham in the county, and we can listen into Clackamas County. But I haven't. It's sort of funny because I feel somewhat odd in Portland anyway because a friend of mine is a commander over at East Precinct. So we're always talking about stuff anyway, about what's happening and stuff like that. He won't give me any investigation stuff or anything that's happening right at that time.
So you're going to have to be able to meet me sometime, right?
Well, and that's the thing is like, you know, I advocate like that. It's like Because most of the time, I want to, like with the who controls the narrative, if we can't provide information to certain things right, at the time, then, for the criminal side of the investigation, integrity of the investigation.
Yeah. I think what they need to do is re-up on what they can and can't give out. You see a car or you see a house and there's 50 cops around it, you go, hey, what's going on? And all the cops are like, because there was a homicide in there and stuff like that. They should be able to say, hey, there's a homicide. Was there a gun? Well, I can't say that. But what's happening?
Well, I think over the years since I've been a cop, and you must see it too, there's more information given nowadays about things quickly than there was in the past.
Right.
Whether it's a press conference, say this shooting happened here, we're not giving their names, whatever. So, and then that gives at least kind of have a general thing of what's going on.
Right.
Before the statement, I was like, no comment.
Yeah. And like in Portland, I was standing from me to you away from an officer. And I'm sitting there filming. This officer's questioning this dude, right? He's giving out description of the car, description of the shooter, where they could find cameras, on what street he went down. He goes, yeah, if you go to that business, you can probably get a camera view. His name, address, phone number. And I'm like, okay, whatever, right? And that cop didn't even bother, hey, I'm questioning the suspect and stuff like that. Usually,
that's the thing is with the nets, right? The encrypted nets and the information that we're giving, especially with all this gun violence stuff, right?
Yeah.
When we're behind, sometimes we don't want to tip off that we know that this vehicle or this certain person is a suspect and maybe a homicide. And then we get behind the car and we want to let the other officers know because of officer safety concerns, right?
Right.
But then with the net not being secure, everybody hears this information, and the people that are wanted or know are going out and doing nefarious stuff. They have scanners too. They listen. Like I hear Suzy on the radio and they listen. Even like D-Lo, I contact D-Lo and it's D-Lo and he's got me on the scanner. So it's like with the encrypted nets, that information is more protected and information that you don't want everybody to know.
right.
And if I'm behind a suspect and they know I'm behind them and they're looking at going on murder charges possibly, then that ups the whole game to me. It's given away. Or we have officers set up further down. After radio, hey, he's coming towards you. Now he gets something like that. So it's scary on the officer safety aspect too. If you're giving information to people who maybe listen to you in a 10-second delay.
Or at least turn around and put a special frequency out so that cop watchers and media only can listen to it.
I think that's all money and all that specialized stuff. Well, that's why we're on county, so we have to wait on county for privilege because they have all these radios and everything else. It's upgrading the radios to be encrypted.
Right.
Alright, we're getting out of here.
You think you guys are gonna go encrypted?
Eventually. I think it's probably on counties. Because we have to wait till county's able to be encrypted.
Yeah.
Hey Bob, well, I'm going to get out of here before you publicly say I'm blocking Gleason for no reason.
All right. See ya.